Today we're out in the field with Alex, and we're actually not in a field today. We're at one of the Berning Farm shop locations, and Alex is taking on a fairly big job related to this loader and doing some work on the engine. So Alex, good afternoon to you. It's good to have you a part of the YouTube channel. Would you walk the viewers through kind of what you're up to with this loader, and we'll go into the shop here a little bit later and you can show the pieces of the engine.
Yeah, so we are looking at a 1997 WA450 Komatsu loader, and we're basically doing an overhaul on the engine. That's a Cummins M11 Select 6-cylinder 10.8 liter displacement with a mechanical injection. Yeah, there's the engine bay here, basically, that we take rust off. You can barely reach the tank when the motor is placed. Like the ball pan would sit like maybe 3/4 of an inch in here. That's very tight. And yeah, so we took radiator, oil cooler, all the piping, plumbing apart, harness, and then pulled the motor here off the torque converter. That's what we're covered up here right now.
Okay.
And yeah, then took the motor apart, got some new liners, pistons, bearings. We have a new head.
Okay.
Get it ready to go again.
All right, well, let's walk into the shop and we'll show the viewers in a little bit more detail what this engine looks like in pieces.
Okay.
All right, we're in the shop, and so Alex, you want to kind of walk us through? There's a lot of parts spread out here. You want to walk us through kind of what each one is?
Yeah, so here we're looking at the injectors, the injector holders, like fuel lines that are still left here. Here we have the old head. We're going to replace that with this new one.
So this is brand new?
Yeah, that's a fully loaded brand new head, new valves, new cups, everything.
And was this something that was in stock, you know, for this particular model, or how does that work?
We were looking at it.
Okay.
I mean, it took me a few days until we made this decision. Our first plan was overhauling the old one, but it needed new valve guides, new valves, and new seats, and that wasn't worth it. And
I see.
So we got a new one, and then here we basically have the whole valve assembly, like the rockers and the push rods and so on. And yeah, then here's our motor partly back together. Like here we do have the new liners and new pistons.
Oh wow.
Like,
did you have to do anything with the piston walls or anything, or are they in pretty good shape?
oh no, you can press those liners out.
Okay.
Like there's this tool that we're using that goes on the bottom of the liner. And then sits basically here on the block surface.
Okay.
Pull them out.
Okay.
And
so those are new.
Those are brand new. Yeah,
Okay.
there's brand new liners.
Okay.
And then we were replacing like smaller stuff, like cam follower here that we found that weren't good anymore. And yeah.
You know, one question I guess I have, and maybe the viewers might have, does it ever get a little tricky once you get these engines apart, knowing exactly how to put them back together with all the pieces? Obviously, you don't want to have any spare parts, ideally, I imagine.
No, you shouldn't. Like, I would say that's your biggest goal. Of course, it gets tricky. Like, there's a lot of adjustments that you need to do, and they need to be correct. Like the piston protrusion and the liner protrusion here, they're set at 5/1000 of an inch, what they stand over the block. Like here.
Okay.
You can feel that belly, that they're a touch higher than the rest.
Oh yeah, just barely feel that.
And
now is this the piston?
that's the piston, yes sir.
Okay.
Here's one of the old ones. For example, like you could see that motor was burning oil too.
Okay, yeah.
so it was worth rebuilding. And it also had slack in the liner, like it was, they're washed out. Like you can see that those piston rings are pretty thin and they're oval, like they're not worn evenly.
Okay.
Like we have a new set over here, like just to compare it, you might see that. So that's basically a spare one. Put it right now. Right here, there's a spare set. Like you can see the difference, how far that's worn.
Yeah, big difference. So over the next few days, ideally, you know, at a very high level, what are your goals to getting this running again?
So we're basically gonna put the hat back on tomorrow and yeah, put the injectors back in, new O-rings for the injectors, and put the Alpine back on. That will be our last step before we actually want to run it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I hope that will work.
So maybe by the end of this week, you might be cranking it, trying to see if it'll start and all that stuff.
Then we are planning on putting it back in the loader by the end of this week.
Okay. Well, viewers, more to come as we follow Alex and this journey on rebuilding this engine and getting it back into the loader. Alex, appreciate the time this afternoon.
You're welcome.